Sunday, January 10, 2021. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Welcome to LCJ Live. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for watching. A lot to cover today because today's a big day for a number of reasons. Number one, a lot of NFL games. Number two, the first major award show of the season. The Critics' Choice Super Awards, I call it part one of the 2021 Critics' Choice Awards, is tonight on the CW. Also today, the preview of the brand new SpongeBob series, the prequel CG series Camp Coral, is going to be shown on Nickelodeon during halftime of the game that they are broadcasting later today. So that is coming later. That is a big deal. Of course, tomorrow, Jeopardy, Ken Jennings takes over as host. We'll get into my thoughts on what happened Friday night with Alex Trebek's final episode and more here on this LCJ Live. What's up, at Cornhusker? Thanks for being here on LCJ Live. Happy Sunday. Also, Tuesday celebrates the 20th anniversary of the debut of Lizzie McGuire. It is amazing that we're now at the 20th anniversary. Wow, a show that has influenced so many throughout their lives, including mine. Lizzie McGuire turns 20 on Tuesday. Hey now. Wow, cannot believe it's been 20 years. Happy Sunday, Jackson, says Brett Harry. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. We got a good show today. A lot to talk about. Let's start with the box office very quickly. Wonder Woman 1984 adds $3 million to its total. It's up to $32.6 million. The Croods: A New Age, another $1.8 million. It is up to $36.9 million in theaters. $11.8 million of that since the day it went to VOD, which was December 18, it has still made $11.8 million in theaters. That is actually very impressive, all things considered. News of the World, $1.2 million. It's up to $7.1 million. Another $1.1 million for Monster Hunter. Promising Young Woman, $560,000. It's up to $2.7 million. And The War with Grandpa has now crossed $19 million at the domestic box office. Love the little Lizzie, says Shellfish Beach. Thank you so much. Here she is. 20 years of Lizzie McGuire. Wow. Yes, that is amazing. So Wonder Woman's your box office winner again. This coming weekend, the big release in theaters is The Marksman with Liam Neeson, which I have seen, and I'll have my review of that on Tuesday, my rapid review of The Marksman on Tuesday. I cannot share my thoughts until then. But Honest Thief opened to about $4 million 3 months ago, back in October. How will this do? Will it beat Wonder Woman 1984 at the box office? I think it's got a shot. If Wonder Woman drops to about $1.5 million, if The Marksman can get at least $2 million, I think it'll be your new #1 movie when we're back here next Sunday. But I don't know if the momentum is as strong for this Liam Neeson movie as it was for the last one. We will have to see. Love the V-neck lights. Thank you so much. Yes, it's very comfortable. War with Grandpa, yeah, $19 million out. The War with Grandpa has been in the top 10 now for as many weekends as Tenet. 14 weekends. Tenet was in the top 10 for 14 weekends. Now The War with Grandpa, 14 consecutive weekends. Who would have thought that? I put that out last night. Out of all these, who could have predicted this? Who could have predicted that? Who could have predicted that The War with Grandpa would be in the box office top 10 for the same number of weekends as Tenet? Wow. Especially considering The War with Grandpa was filmed 3 years ago. Who would have thought it? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. As I mentioned, the Critics' Choice Super Awards tonight, what it does is it honors the animated feature winner for the year, the voice acting winners, action movies, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, all those categories. I voted for these awards a few weeks ago. I voted for the nominees in the animated feature and voice acting categories, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Kevin Smith is your host tonight, 8 o'clock on the CW. I call it part one of the Critics' Choice Awards because part two will be Sunday, March 7 with the major categories. Did you watch Jeopardy on Friday night? I did. A rare time when I watched something live, watching through the commercials, not off my DVR. But I had to watch Alex Trebek's final episode of Jeopardy on Friday night. It was television history and quite an emotional one. Not only the tribute at the end from Mike Richards and Sarah from the Clue crew and all the people who put that together with Hugh Jackman's performance of Once Before I Go from The Boy from Oz being used for it. Perfect song choice. But also the show itself. And in watching this, what really got me was the attention that Alex Trebek still had for the contestants and for the game itself. This was 10 days before he passed away, and even on this final show that he did, he still was interested in learning about the other contestants went in the interview portion and learning facts and learning topics and learning things and learning about having books on your shelf that you never get to, and he was still so interested and fascinated by that. Learning new things so close before you pass away. That I found fascinating. I found fascinating the attention to the game itself, caring about what the responses were, what the contestants said for those responses, how the game was done. You could still tell there was that care in his voice and his care in his mannerisms right to the end. And I'm so glad that both of the contestants who were there for Final Jeopardy answered that correctly, because that was a really nice way for a beautiful send-off. It shows that Alex cared about how smart the contestants were, and he wanted intelligent people on the show, and for that to happen at the end was really, really nice. Yes. Who do you think takes over permanently? Says Triple X, Hot Mess, Triple X. I don't think Ken Jennings is a slam dunk. I know Katie Couric's coming in. She's going to do a week at least. Maybe it's 2 weeks. They haven't quite figured it out yet. They're going to bring in some other people. I would bring in Anderson Cooper. I would bring in some others over the next several months to figure it out. I know there have been people rumored for a long time. But whoever it is, whoever takes over, the news will send shockwaves around the world. It absolutely will. It's a different circumstance than even what Mike Richards did the last time as EP on Price is Right, when Bob Barker retired and Drew Carey took over. That was a big deal, but still, there's something about this. There's something about Jeopardy and Alex and the legacy and the popularity. There's something bigger with this situation, I feel. Though, as I wrote in my latest blog piece, I remember coming home and watching the final Bob Barker Price is Right in 2007, which was a big deal at the time. Obviously, these circumstances were much different than those. So we'll see who takes over. It's obviously not going to be the smoothest transition in terms of viewership attachment to the show and to the host, because so many people have been so accustomed for 37 years to the same person. It's hard to change that. There have been some people in the talk show and the game show world who have been able to succeed with that, the transition from Carson to Leno and a few others, but it's difficult. It's going to be very difficult. And here's a unique situation. I was thinking about this last night. In many parts of the country, including here in upstate New York, on Saturday nights, Wheel and Jeopardy run reruns. And so last night, they ran a rerun with Alex, and I think they're going to continue doing that for quite some time. We also, in this market, have what's called Daytime Jeopardy or Jeopardy 2, which are also reruns that can go during the day at various points. It used to be on at 12:30 in the afternoon, then it was off for a while, and now it's currently on one of our stations at 6:30 p.m. So I think that'll keep going, because there will be people who will still want to watch Alex Trebek Jeopardy episodes. You know, you can't just say goodbye. There needs to be a transition period, and the people who still will want that escapism and to go back and see those episodes. And so that's going to have to continue for some time, as whoever the new person is does Monday through Friday. Do you think Regis would have been considered if he were still here? He would have been great. Shellfish Beach thinks. See, the thing about Jeopardy is, first of all, Regis probably too old to do this show, at this particular period of time. The thing about Jeopardy is, it's a show where it's not as loose as even what Pat Sajak does on Wheel of Fortune, or what Regis did on Millionaire, or what Steve Harvey does on Family Feud, or Wayne Brady on Let's Make a Deal, or Drew Carey on Price is Right. Jeopardy, you are on the clock. You have to get 61 clues in a 22-minute period of time, do the contestant chat, come out. There is a structure to it, and to squeeze that all in, you don't have as much freedom to be loose. You got to be on it. You got to be on who gives the responses, when, who's next, whose turn it is, who gave an incorrect answer, who starts the next round. There's so much of that, and that's why Alex was so good and made it look so seamless, because he was able to control all that as the maestro so well. But the personality came through in the delivery of the answers and the questions, in the conversations, the brief conversations with the contestants, and when he would come out and do a little reflection at the beginning. That's where his personality came through, but still, you had to still be on the clock. So somebody like Regis, who was so loose and unpredictable and fun and could play with time in a certain way because of the way Millionaire was structured, he wouldn't have been the perfect fit for Jeopardy. You're going to need somebody who's got that balance of sophistication and knowledge, but also knows when and how to be upbeat, positive, and fun in that sense. But you can't have someone who's going to be loose, completely over the top. You look at Steve Harvey. When he filled in for Meredith on Millionaire, there was a week when he did that. And a lot of people say it's notorious. You look at the clips and all that. Steve was so loose for that show that when you watch it, you go, boy, and this is what game show producers, I think, did. They said, well, he's not the perfect fit for Millionaire, but we've got Family Feud. This is the better fit for him because he can be completely loose, get out of the hot seat, get out of the chair, and do his thing. It's all about finding the right fit. You may have great hosts on various shows, but where they go and what's perfect for them can sometimes be challenging to figure out, or they come into their own. So, yes, whoever takes over for Jeopardy is going to need to have that balance, but lean more towards the serious nature a little bit, because that's what the format of the show calls for, and that's what the tone of the show calls for. So I'll be interested to see what happens. I'm going to be tuning in tomorrow to see Ken Jennings in his first night hosting Jeopardy. I wonder how many others will as well. Hopefully the ratings will be unveiled pretty soon for how many people watched Alex Trebek's final episode. The numbers on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune were good. Almost 8 million viewers for ABC on Thursday night. And there'll be more Celebrity Wheel of Fortune over the next 7 Thursdays. If you're just joining us here on LCJ Live today, during the NFL game that Nickelodeon has, which starts at like 4:30, so about 6 o'clock, they're going to run the sneak preview of Camp Coral, SpongeBob's Underyears. It's a prequel CG series that's going to be on Paramount Plus soon. Hopefully they'll announce a release date today. That would be great. And they'll show a little sneak preview during halftime, so I am so looking forward to that. All valid points. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate it, Shellfish Beach. DJ Rachopo, I wonder how Tom Bergeron would do as Jeopardy host. I know Tom Bergeron has been talked about because he was let go of Dancing with the Stars, and also he hosted Hollywood Squares, AFV, so he's got the experience. I remember he's talked about in the past how he was being considered for Price is Right, which would have been interesting if he was the host of Price is Right. Tom Bergeron loves live TV. He loves that energy. He does. And I don't think Jeopardy and Tom Bergeron, as much as I'd like to see him back on TV, I don't think that's the perfect fit either. Because he's a very, I don't know if jolly's the right word, but he's an upbeat, positive, loves the live energy, the feel, the flow. And being at that lectern, I don't know if that's going to give him that. And being, again, on the clock, time, the crunch, all of that. I don't think Tom Bergeron is the perfect fit for Jeopardy. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him in for a week or two, but I don't think he'll get the gig. If he got Price is Right, he would have been welcomed with that flowing nature, that positivity, that freeness that the Jeopardy gig, based on design, simply does not offer. But we'll see. What's up? Corny McGee 123. Thanks for being here on LCJ Live. What's going to happen to LCJ Live when Periscope shuts down? Well, I know Twitter Live is still going to have some things, so we're going to look into that here, but we've got till March, and I'm sure Twitter will be putting out more information on what their live features offer, because they want to continue the live video portion of their app and their program, because live video is still so important. You can capture anything at any time. So we'll absolutely look into that. But yeah, let's talk about the here and now. And you know what the here and now is? The first major award show of the season tonight, and then tomorrow the Gotham Awards is online. The Independent Spirit Awards nominations are on the 26th, and then Feb 3 Golden Globes, Feb 4 SAG Awards, Feb 7 Critics' Choice Awards nominations, and then we get right into more of the award season. Thoughts on Malcolm and Marie? I don't believe I can share them yet. I believe I'm embargoed, but I did watch it the other night through a SAG Awards screening. It is the new film with John David Washington and Zendaya. They just put out the trailer the other day, but I watched it the other night. It is the two of them. It is black and white. I don't know what's in the trailer, so I don't know what I can say based on even the plot of the film, but it was shot during COVID. They did all the safety protocols they needed to do, and the movie comes out on Netflix Feb 5. Blink twice if you liked it. Yeah, I'm not going to do the sneaky thing. But I'm sure a lot of fans of John David Washington, who has now had quite a year with Malcolm and Marie and Tenet, quite a 12-month period. And Zendaya, the director of this film, has worked with Zendaya on Euphoria. I'm sure they're all going to flock to Netflix. I read that Netflix paid $30 million to get the rights to this over HBO, A24, and Searchlight. Searchlight really holding on to Nomadland for dear life. That's their big award season one this year, Nomadland. A24's got a few, HBO, Bad Education, but that would have been on TV to go along. This, Malcolm and Marie, if HBO had taken it, to go along with Euphoria. But Netflix got it for $30 million. Say that like a game show host. So Malcolm and Marie, I have my thoughts more on that coming soon. Also my thoughts on The White Tiger soon. And some more films that I've watched. The Ultimate Playlist of Noise. That's on Hulu this week. I'll have my thoughts on that later this week. One Night in Miami. I've seen that. That's on Prime Video this week. It's in select theaters right now. Also, Outside the Wire, which is a new Anthony Mackie film on Netflix. I'm going to be checking that out maybe tomorrow. And The Marksman, my rapid review of The Marksman Tuesday. Look for that across my social media platforms. Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson, and the website is lights-camera-jackson.com. And before we wrap things up here today on LCJ Live, have you seen Minari? I have also seen Minari. I saw Minari, 4 or 5 weeks ago now. I'm not going to share my thoughts on that yet because I'm saving some reviews until some of these movies come out wider. Like Minari isn't coming out really until Feb 12. I think Nomadland, same thing. Though I have shared my thoughts on Nomadland. I think it's pretty good. Saving Minari. I'm saving a couple others. The Dig, which I watched this week on Netflix. I'm going to save that a little bit. I will say that is the Carey Mulligan movie people should be talking about. The Dig is very good. But I'll be saving my thoughts till more people get a chance to see it. So look for my reviews of those and more coming up this week on the website. More Animation Scoop Q&As. I have several AnimationScoop.com Q&As coming at you this week. So look for those. Please do that. Support the site. Love it. AnimationScoop.com. Happy 20th to Lizzie McGuire. Happy award season kickoff day with the Critics' Choice Super Awards tonight at 8 o'clock. Hope you watch it. Hope you watch some football. Hope you enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe, stay well, wear a mask, social distance. And if you're going to support the theaters, do all the safety precautions. Please do that. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Thank you for watching LCJ Live. I'll see you back here next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.